It's time for another lawnmower video, and this time I've got the biggest box. Holy, okay. We got 2 boxes of Yarbo lawnmower. So this is by far the biggest. Sorry, it appears that there are 3 boxes of, yep, okay. 3 boxes of Yarbo lawnmower. Hey, no. What the hell? I'm not sure this is gonna end. We'll do these 4 boxes and then we got. All right, I don't know what's going on. Yes, this is the enormous Yarbo robot lawnmower. As you might have noticed on the box, it's got tracks. It's like a tank. I can't wait. But yeah, I'm going to explain much more about why I've got it and what we're going to do with it a little bit later. But first, I think we should take it out of the boxes. And by the way, it come in 5 boxes, and I asked Yarbo about this. I went, well, it's 5 boxes. It's too big to ship in a single box. Too heavy, too large. Anyway, I'm not going to bore you with the unboxing, so I come up with a new trick, and it's this. You ready? Yep, there it is. There's a lot. This is huge. I don't know if it comes across on camera, but this thing is the main core unit. I can't lift it on my own. Yes, I have nerd arms, but still, I can't lift it on my own. It is heavy. This is proper heavy duty stuff. And if nothing else, the yellow color obviously tells you that it is, right? Yeah. So what have we got? We'll start here. This is the Yarbo itself. This is the core unit. I think that's what they call it. This is what is the engine. So the battery, which is here, it's got to go in there, and then it will weigh even more. The battery was shipped on its own because it was also too heavy to be in the same box. There's a whole bunch of gubbins on the back here where we hook up stuff, and it looks very industrial. It's very, very nicely made. I gotta say, this is impressive. I've seen quite a few lawnmower robots. Actually, it's not fair saying it's a lawnmower robot. This is a yard robot, hence the name Yarbo, because this is just a lawnmower module. You can also now get a snowblower module or an edge trimmer module and a coffee making module. No, probably not. But you can get modules that goes with it for your yard work. Hence, it's a yard robot. But if I say lawnmower, you know why. This is the lawnmower module. So this connects with this end here, which is all heavy metal, etc. Not this bit, but here, connects to the Yarbo. And then you have a lawnmower. Same thing if you had a snowblower, you connect that, there you have a snowblower. So those are the 2 main things that came in the 2 biggest boxes. They're both very heavy, they're both very well made, it seems. I mean, that's testing's gonna show that whether or not it is. This is the charging plate. This is also equally sized, which comes with an Australian plug, which is nice. That's not that often. And then, this did make me giggle, there are these huge brass bolts that is for securing this, so that ain't going anywhere. This is, yeah, all the other lawnmowers and their charging plates have been with plastic spikes. This has metal. This is, yeah, they're serious about this thing. There's also a bunch of other screws, which I don't know what are for. I think you can secure this into concrete. I think that's what they're for. And there's a thing. Don't know what that is. We'll get to that. Up here we have, going over the other side, this was the, came as a separate box to the core unit, but if you don't want to use a implement, you can put this thing on, which is like a smart assist module, it says on it. Yarbo core. You can put that on, and then you can just use it as a tank, as a towing thing. It tows up to like 3,000 pounds or something. I'll get to all the specs later. Yeah, impressive. I've seen people tow their cars with it. Anyway, I can't wait to use it. Here is a bunch of wiring for the RTK antenna. There's a pole for it. There is, don't know what that is. Anyway, oh, I think they're from for the side. Yeah, you put those on for protection. These are like travel things, transport things. Whole other bunch of other bits. It's all very, very nicely packaged. It's really, really nicely packaged. Very secure and everything has a little spot. I like it. There's a power adapter. I think this, what this is, that's enormous, by the way. Look at the size of that as well, huge. And then we have a whole lot of tools, screwdriver, spanners, don't know. Oh, antennas, yep, whole lot of that. More bits here, I'm not sure, and a bracket for something. I'm gonna figure out what all this is, obviously. This came on top of it with a certificate. It's gold. It says Yarbo 2024. Yarbo began with a team of dreamers who, blah, 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 blah. So there's a bit of a thing, you get a certificate, you can put in a frame. And up here we have a screwdriver, more bolts and nuts. Oh, these are for the blades. Yep, blades, we'll get to those as well. I'll show you all that. And here's a plastic thing, don't know. And then there's another rubbery thingy here. Don't know what that is either. Now, the last thing that I need to show you that I I'm a bit confused, puzzled, interested, intrigued, is this thing. On it, it says Yarbo Data Center, and it's reasonably heavy. It has down here PoE LAN, PoE WAN, and then it has an antenna for Bluetooth. Yeah, I'm guessing that's what these antennas are for. Put a Bluetooth antenna, RTK antenna, of course, because we need that for positioning, and Halo. And I'll get to what that is once I figure out what it is. But yeah, it's PoE powered, this thing. I'm intrigued. Didn't think that. So that's all the bits. That's a lot. Not sure what next. I think I'll read one of these mini manuals that came with it and figure out where we go to from here. Because, yeah. All right, I have now read the literature, and it's actually not too bad. It's not that terrible to put together, to be honest. One thing though I did notice is that first step is to put the battery in, right, which is here. Heavy, goes in here, right? In here is some more packaging material, and underneath is your Xbox controller. Yep, apparently the Yarbo also comes with a controller. So I didn't know that, so we found that. So I'm gonna, well, obviously use it for the Xbox, or maybe the Yarbo instead. But, oh, there's more bits. Charging cable, etc. So that's kind of a nice addition. You can actually control it manually, I guess, with this. So it is literally just an Xbox controller, by the way. That's what it looks like. So, all right, I think I'm gonna put it all together. I'm gonna put all the antennas on. We're gonna attach the lawnmower module to the core unit here, and then try and see if we can actually make it move, because I can't lift it. And then we're gonna put up the RTK antenna, or the data center as it was called, right, remember? So I've got to figure out where to put that, because obviously it needs a LAN input for connection and power. Yeah, a few bits to figure out, but all of that will be in this montage. Right, so the Yarbo is now installed. That was actually not too bad. It was pretty straightforward. There's a fair few steps because there's a lot of parts to it, but it wasn't that difficult, and it kind of makes sense. Just follow the manual and you'll be fine. Now, one thing I do want to mention, which I think is kind of neat, and I haven't seen this on any other mower or robot mower up until now, is that the charging plate, which is here, does not have to be connected to the RTK antenna, or the data center as it's called in this case. It's way down there. It's on that shed down there because it's more central to the property, and I had a LAN connection right inside the shed as well. So that was easy. That's kind of neat. They don't have to be next to each other. So that's really actually much more versatile. We're gonna map a bit of lawn now before we get into all the features and all the specs and everything else. We're gonna just get Chonk, as I've called him, because he's a bit chonky. It's a chonker. I'm going to map a piece of lawn, this one here, get him mowing and see how that works before we get into all the nitty-gritty. So I'm on the app here. I'm going to click Create Map down the bottom, and we're going to get a bunch of preparation or warnings saying, remove everything, mapping through Bluetooth. So I got to walk behind it to map through Bluetooth, which is fine. It says that, yeah, you need to keep within 9 feet or 3 meters from Chonk doing mapping, and grass is no taller than 15 centimeters, which it isn't. It's getting a bit tall in the middle, but it's fine. So click Next. And now we have a map. And it's like any other mapping with an RTK robot lawnmower. So I'm just going to go ahead and map the lawn. Ooh, nice. Moving forward. Please be careful. There he goes. And ready. Draw work areas boundaries. Will do. Please manually drive Yarbo to the perimeter of the work area, then click Start. All right, so we're just going to go up to the perimeter here. There we go.
Collision occurred.
Collision occurred. All right, good enough there. And we're going to click Start, and then I'll come back once I'm done. All right, that was the whole way around. Okay, so we've drawn the work area's boundaries. So now we're going to update the work area settings apparently. So let's do that. Not sure what that means exactly, but let's see. Oh, right, obstacle avoidance mode. You can change the obstacle avoidance mode according to your lawn situation. Customize, okay, let's click customize. Moderate bypass, sensitive bypass, gentle contact, or customize. I'm not sure. I mean, obstacle avoidance, I'm gonna test that later on more specifically, but it has cameras and it has the bumper. As soon as it touches anything on the bumper, it'll stop as well, or it'll notice that it has bumped into something. So what's moderate bypass? Oh, here we go, moderate bypass. Useful for a complicated lawn with uneven grass to bypass obstacle lower than 20 centimeters. Well, not this particular lawn, that's pretty good. Sensitive bypass, useful for relatively clean and well-maintained lawn. Well, well-maintained, maybe, but it's relatively clean. Sensitive. And gentle contact. Well, let's just go with sensitive because I think it's actually all right for this one. So we're going to go sensitive. Mowing height. I'm going to go really low actually. I'm going to go 1.5 inches. How many mils is that? That's like 40 mil. Yeah, that's probably about right. Setting the blade below 2.7 inches could risk potential damage to it. Well, I hope not. I think it'll be okay. Target height. In order to be more healthy to the lawn, target height lowers the cutting height from max to the defined mowing height 5 times. Oh, so you can cut a bit at a time. Nah, that's fine. It's not pretty lawn we're doing. Route pattern. Parallel, spiral, checkboard, and diamond. Ooh, I've only seen checkboard and parallel before. Spiral. I'm just going to go with parallel. That's fine. Advanced settings. 3. Oh, this is good. Turning mode. Because it has tracks on it, if we did 0 turn, it would probably churn up the lawn, right? Because each track would go opposite direction. So I think 3-point turn is probably all right. U-turn obviously is a U-turn. Yeah. Overlap in inches. Again, it'd be nice if I could set this to centimeters, but okay. Oh yeah, overlap is overlap. 4 inches, about 10 centimeters. Sure, that sounds about right. Route rotation degree. Again, this is if you've cut the lawn many times in the same way, you might want to change the degree of the lines just so you don't get the same tracks all the time. Module clearance. Adjusting this parameter can improve grass clogging but may slightly affect mowing height. So how much clearance the actual module of the front has to the ground. Low is fine. There's not a lot on here, so I think it'll be right. Other lawns, maybe. Route angle. Change the path in different directions. I'm going to leave that. Route order. Zigzag or perimeter first. Zigzag's fine. And how many perimeter mowing laps? Wow, there's a lot of settings, aren't there? Exterior area shrink. For safe operation, Yarbo will adjust the entire area boundary inward buzz. No, I don't. I went on the line, so that's fine. I'm going to go 0. Exterior area expand. No, so you can go further out. In case you had mapped it a bit too far in, you can actually expand it a bit. That's neat. I haven't seen that before. That's kind of neat. All right, we'll preview it. What does that do? Let's have a look. All right, route preview. All right, you can see. Oh, I think, do you see the little lines there? The little like straight lines that go across all the route? Maybe that's the lines it'll have to do when it runs out of power? I'm not sure. Okay, but that looks fine. We'll go with that. Yep, sure. I'm going to hit tick there for OK. Congratulations, you've mastered creating the work area. Hey! So I'm assuming that every lawn is a work area. So you map the work area and then you put the settings for that work area. That would be very welcome if that's the case, because I often just constantly set the settings again and again and again. If it has a preset based on what type of lawn and what it is, that would be nice. Create a pathway. Okay. Is that the same as a channel, I guess? Click start to draw a pathway. Well, I don't really need a pathway because it's in the lawn, isn't it? But yeah, okay, we'll click start. Yeah, I don't need that, but I'll do one from the charging plate to the Yarbo or to Chonk. Okay, fair enough. Just go down here. Go next. I'm not sure that's accurate. I can always fix it, I'm sure. Pathway settings. All right, we do have a lot of settings here. Smart turn or zero turn. After turning on the blade, recommend raising the blade height. Okay, yeah, we don't want to have the blade on in a channel or in a pathway rather. Mowing height for the pathway. Yeah, okay, I'm not sure. Mowing speed. Well, let's go fast. Didn't have mowing speed on the work area, did I? Interesting. Oh well, we'll go tick with that. Okay, we've mastered creating a basic map. I don't want to go to modify map. Well, I could. So we can modify the map, or I can start. Well, I don't want to edit the map. Oh, sorry. I think this is the map of the work area. So I could go edit map up the top right, or I could go start. Let's just start. And then he'll get to mow. Chonk will actually do some work, and then I'll come back after that. Let's do that. There he goes. Go forth and cut grass. right, Chunk has mowed quite a bit actually, and it did really well. It was a bit higher than what is recommended, so I did have to clean it twice just to get grass out because it was quite long what got in here. Of course, that is not the point of these mowers. They are to mow all the time and a little bit at a time, so that wasn't quite fair, but it looks good. The cut's really neat. It was very accurate. I don't know if you could probably see it on the footage as well. Very straight lines. I've now got the controller to work as well, so we can manually control Chunk as well, which is kind of neat actually. We can do all sorts. We can lift up the cutting deck and move it down again, and we can start the blades, etc, etc. So yeah, there is a manual controller for it as well, so you don't have to use the phone, because this is much easier. It's like, who doesn't like an Xbox controller, right? So now might be a good time to subscribe to the channel. Yeah, I know. If you enjoy this kind of content, if you're also into robots, maybe consider subscribing to the channel, and then Chunk will be really happy as well. Look how happy he is. Whee! Yeah, do it for Chunk. If you're interested in actually getting a Yarbo machine or Yarbo Yard Robot, then check out the link down below. It's an affiliate link, which means that you'll help out the channel, and you might even get a bit of discount or a few extra goodies depending on when you see this video and you click the link. But at the time of launch, there is a sale on, so go and check that out down below. So yeah, I think we need to do a few more tests with the mowing. I want to see how well it does on hills and some obstacle avoidance as well. So that's next before we get into another module. Chunk has now mowed about 3,000 square meters, almost an acre of grass. It's got a little bit dirty because, you know, hard work, etc. And I just want to give you an update at this point. Now, this grass was quite tall, as you saw, and it's actually done really well. As I mentioned earlier, this is not meant to cut tall grass. Even though it looks big and chunky, those itty bitty blades that are under it, they're not meant for cutting tall grass. They're meant for cutting tiny bit all the time. So you would run this quite often and it would just cut a little bit off. That's the whole idea. Despite that, it's done really well. There's a few bits here and there, like a few bits that are tall that are left over, but in general, this is very acceptable. And with another cut, another, pass over it, it would be just fine. It would get all the bits that didn't get the first time. So I'm pretty impressed with that. Other robot mowers that I've tried have just struggled with this kind of height and just either got stuck or given up or just not done it. Not all of them, but some of them. Again, this is not meant for that sort of heavy duty grass. This is meant for lawn, and you do it often. Accuracy. It is pretty accurate. It's sometimes for some of these RTK stations, I don't know what it is. It must be the software algorithm that does it. It just goes a bit off the path. Now, there is some weirdness going on with the algorithm that maps out where to go, because it does a bit over there and then it goes over here and does a bit and it goes back there to do the bit it missed. So that's a bit odd, but maybe that'll just be a software update that comes later on. But in general, the accuracy is very good and I'm very impressed. So now we're going to do a couple of tests, obstacle avoidance, and we're going to try and find a hill because despite this having tracks, it's not as off-road as you might think. So we're going to do that for a bit of a test for that. And then we're going to put on the other modules. So let's try some hill climbing, or some incline at least. So I'm here at the verge of the road and there's a bit of a, it might be a bit hard to see on camera, but I'm guessing it's about 35 degrees, which is roughly what Yarbo says that this can handle. So let's turn on the blade and see how it goes. So it's mowing and let's go up the hill. There we go. Come on. Oh. Ooh, a little bit of wheel spin, but I did it. That's pretty good. All right, that was impressive actually. It's probably steeper than what it looks like on camera, just saying. Let's try again. So let's just try one more time. I'm gonna turn the blade on. And by the way, just notice how much it bends in the middle, right? When this module and it goes sort of in the dip before it goes up the hill. It's quite a lot. There's quite a lot of movement in it, which is impressive to be honest. It means that they can handle a lot of stuff, a lot of different terrain. So we've got the blade on again. Let's go up the hill. Slightly different look angle here. There we go. Up we go. We're mowing. Come on. And that's it. No problem again. That works. So yeah, it absolutely goes up the hills. It does. So you might recall just a minute ago that I mentioned that it's not as off-roady and rugged as you might think. And you just saw it go up a really quite a steep incline. So what am I on about? Well, here's my point. It might have tracks and it might be really chunky and big and impressive, and it is, and it mows well. But even though this mowing module is really large, the blades on it are tiny, itty bitty. Those are blades that are meant for lawn, right? This is not lawn here. I was making a point of going up something quite, you know, rugged and sort of bumpy and whatnot, and it did it. It did actually do it, and it did mow it. But if I were to mow stuff like this, I might not use this module, at least from Yarbo. Maybe there's another one coming, because the blades are so small. They are meant for cutting tiny bits of lawn all the time, not for something like this sort of rugged. And that's my opinion, of course. I mean, Yarbo might have a different opinion on that, but I don't think that this is meant for this kind of terrain as such, you know, or this kind of lawn type or grass type. I think this is meant for much prettier lawn, which is fine. That's kind of what it's designed for, and this is what I'm going to use it for. But that was my point by saying it's not as off-roady as you might think. So let's test the obstacle avoidance. I've got a ball and chunk is there. You know, I tried matching colors. No, not really. I have set this to the moderate avoidance settings, which means that it's going to give it the best chance of going around obstacles. Remember I showed you when we set up the lawn, there's different levels of obstacle avoidance. Moderate is the most rigorous, I guess, that will avoid the most things. So we're going to put it on that just to give it the best chance. So I'm going to start Chunk here, and he's going to go towards the ball, and we'll see what happens. Here he goes. Let's see. Oh, stop. Very good. There was something in the way. We'll try and navigate around. Still in the way. So it's obviously using the cameras that are on the Yarbo. There's 2 cameras on the front, 2 in the back, and 1 on either side. So you should be able to see the obstacle there as well with the side camera. Going around and continuing. So that's a pass. It avoided the ball. All right, and here we have a children's bike, which is the normal place for these to live. Oh, there we go. He's coming in for it. Yeah, try and go around. Oh, no, still stop. This is really good. It's actually really nice because it's sort of testing where this object might be, and you know, sort of going a bit more and then stops. And obviously it's not hitting it. Not hitting it, so the camera is there. He's going to go around here. Is he going to go out into the... No, it just makes it. Okay, let's see where it goes from there. I might just move a bit. Is it going to go back up or not? Not sure what's going on here. Maybe it's seeing me and actually stopping for me. That's a pass. Avoid the bike. All right, final test is me. Yee. Is it going to go... Please don't mow me, Chunk. Yeah, it's going very slow. Oh no, it's hit my shoe. It just nicked my shoe. Yeah, right, interesting. So didn't see the shoe. All right. All right, let's just try one more time. Coming straight towards me. Please stop. Oh, he stopped. Yep. Let's see. Doing better this time. Which way is it gonna go? Yep. Missed me there. And going slower, which I like. Slowly going around me. Well, hit the edge of the lawn there. Just gonna turn. It's not bad. It's pretty good actually, because I'm a weird shape. I don't know if it was tested with humans, but there it goes. Takes a few goes to get past, but chunk is passed. I think that's a pass on all the object avoidance tests. It's very good. So that feels pretty safe actually. Okay, enough mowing for now, because we're going to test out the Smart Assist module. This has a few tricks apparently, so I'm going to attach that just to here. This is really simple, I think. I'm going to disconnect this here, so we undo these. There we go, like that. Take this off. Disconnect the cable, and then it's just a matter of just lifting. Like that. All right, put that over here. And then we obviously got to connect the module up here first, like that. And there we go, like that. Just push it in. And that's it. Now it's no longer a lawnmower, because of course the Yarbo is modular. So what can we do with the Smart Assist module? All right, first thing is something called Follow Me mode. So if I go into the settings here, and I scroll down a bit, there is Follow Me. It's in beta, of course. You know, this is a new technology. And it turns on the camera on the front, and here's my legs, right? So it's now seeing me. So as I click Start, and I start to move, it follows me, and when I get close enough, it'll stop. So if I go this way, it's going to turn, right? So as I move, it finds me and it follows me, right? Follow me mode. Yeah. So it's like having a little pet, little dog. Oh, I lost it now. So what's the point of this? Well, you could have it follow you around the yard, towing something, for example, you know, your tools or whatever. And speaking of towing, let's have a look at that. The next party trick is, of course, towing. It comes with a hitch, and as you can see, we've towed firewood. So put a trailer on it and you can tow almost anything. More on that in just a second. But yeah, really easy to put on, and you can just hitch up a trailer. As simple as that. But of course, because we had follow me mode, didn't we? So if I add that, you know, or start follow me mode, then as Christian walks off, it's just going to follow him. Come on. Which means it'll just pull the firewood back up to the house. There you go, look at that. A little bit of traction issues, but it's getting there. pretty cool. Yes, Chunk is now hooked up to a car. Relatively light car, granted, but it's still a car because he's got apparently 3,500 pounds of towing capacity. About 1,600 kilograms, 1,700, something like that, which is more than this car weighs. So I thought, why not tow a car? Because, well, yeah, why not? So I've got the controller ready. I'm just going to pick up the slack. So can I just get you in the comments, just see, is it going to pull it or not? What do you think? All right, you ready? You typing? Yeah, good. Okay, yep. So I've got Christian in here. He's ready to slam on the brake just in case we pick up, you know, speed up to 88 miles an hour. So let's try and pull it. Bit of traction. Here we go. Look at it. Whee! That's success. Yay! How cool was that, towing a car bit? I'm probably not going to do that actually in real life, but I did. So you could see it. And it does tow 3,500 pounds, which is many kilos. Now, the next trick that is with this Smart Assist module is you have something called patrol mode, or sentry mode, I've seen it called as well. But it says here patrol mode, or patrolling lines, in the app. So I've set one up. It's just like creating an area. You just map a line on inside a lawn, and Chunk will then go on that line and patrol it. Right? I'll show you how that works. So I've got the app, and he's in the middle of a patrol, so I've just stopped him here. So we're going to continue the patrolling mode because he's suspended. And as soon as he sees me, continue. You can see here, oh, there come an alert here.
Detected. This area is under surveillance.
Right.
Please move away.
Yes. And you can see there's an alert up here that says person detected, right? Inside of the app. So, okay. And he's going to keep saying that.
Person detected.
Yes.
This area is under
so
surveillance.
I'm going to go behind the tree.
Please move away.
So now he definitely can't see me. All right, so now he continues on his patrol line. And you see if I move in front of him again, if I walk in, you'll see him come up here, person detected.
Person detected.
And again.
This area is under surveillance. Please move away. Right?
So I get, you know, an alert in here in the app saying person detected. And I have to move away at a safe. He's going to keep doing that until I move.
Please move away.
16.5 feet I have to move away. So what? 5 meters? 6 meters? So I'm going to go over here.
Detected. This area is under surveillance.
Is that far enough? It's probably not far enough. Anyway, you get the idea. So now you can have patrol lines where he patrols the thing, and he's going to keep saying that. The only thing is, I would love this to have an actual notification from the Yarbo app. So in the phone, I don't seem to be able to do that, but that's probably coming. That's just a software update. But yeah, if you need the patrolling mode, there it is. I better go. One of the main reasons I like robots is because of the automation. They're really cool because they do work I don't have to do, right? And part of that journey, for me and for many others I know are watching, is to get this into a general home automation system such as Home Assistant. So where does this place it? Because I've done other mower videos where it has been possible to put it into Home Assistant, and this is not yet there. I say yet because, and I'll link it down below, there is an episode of the Home Assistant podcast which was filmed with video, yet it's a podcast, never mind, from CES this year with an interview with the co-founder of Yarbo explaining all the different features and everything that's great about the Yarbo, but also that they are going to prioritize Home Assistant integration or third-party API integrations, or allow that. So that's really exciting. And I just wanted to put it in the video because I think it's a really important part of getting these autonomous devices like yard robots to work beautifully with our home automation systems. Because again, just like I'm sure you are, I'm sick of having 18,000 different apps for all the different things. Let me just automate things in a common place, right? I just want one place where I can automate things and I'll be happy. So we're not quite there yet with the Yarbo, but apparently it is coming. Don't know when though. Right, we're getting towards the end of this video, so thank you so much for sticking with me. I know it's been a long one, but I mean, there's so much to talk about the Yarbo. And, you know, before I get into my final bit, if you are interested in getting a Yarbo, do consider using the affiliate link that's down below, because that would help the channel immensely, and you'd get a bit of discount, because I think there's a sale on right now, depending on when you watch the video, and I really appreciate it. Yeah, so thank you for that. But I want to end with just some pros and cons, because it's not perfect, but there's a lot of good things to like about it. So first of all, let's start with the pros, right? I mean, the obvious thing is the hardware for me. It is just beautifully made. It's really solid. Everything fits together perfectly. It's really thought out well. There's room for improvement and expansion as well, because we've got connectors everywhere. There's connectors on the sides, and you can see you can add different modules, and there's cameras and there's sensors. It's just really, really nicely made, and it's heavy. You can feel the quality kind of thing. It's there's a reason I call it chunk. It is very heavy. But yeah, so well made. Like, kudos to Yarbo, because that's some proper engineering gone into this. So that's really nice. The second thing is the app. I really like the app. It's very slick compared to other mower apps that I've tried. It looks nice, first of all, but it's also relatively intuitive to get to where you need to go, apart from a couple of things, which I'll get to in just a minute. But the app is actually really nice. It's easy to use, and it connects to the mower really easily, etc. The third thing, battery. The battery is just, it's so big, and it just lasts forever. I used this all day yesterday when I was filming various bits for this video, and I mowed a whole bunch, like 4 hours of mowing, and I still moved it around, and I did up and down the slope down there, and it still had about 30% left at the end. It just kept going. Pretty impressive. And the modular. I love that it's modular. Like, you can get a lawnmower module, or you can get the Smart Assist module, or if you're in a place that gets snow, you can get a snowblower module, and there's more coming. There is a edge trimmer module that you attach to here, I think, on the back of this. I'm not even sure, or maybe on this. I'm not even sure where it goes, because there's so many options. But the fact that it's modular is pretty cool. It really gives you a lot of opportunity for, I guess, tailoring it to where your yard is, right? But as I said, it's not all rainbows and unicorns. There's a few things that I think could be improved. Well, maybe not this pun, but the main drawback of this is that it is so big. It is huge. It weighs 65 kilos with these two attached, or 75, something like that, 150 pounds, I think, when these two are attached, when they're together, and you can't lift it. You can't move, you have to move with the app. It's not nimble, so when you're mapping your areas, it's tricky to get this exactly where you want it to go, because it's turning, etc. Speaking of turning, yes, it does have tracks, and it does limit the impact on the ground, but if you have any kind of sort of moist ground, the sheer weight of this, the size of it, means that you will get grooves in your lawn. So that's probably the biggest drawback, is that it is so big and so heavy. I still love it for it though, but that is probably the biggest drawback. The second thing is that it is actually quite noisy. You don't get the sense that when it is presented, it says you can talk around it, etc. And you can. It's not going to be noisy over your conversation, but it has this whiny pitch. And the frequency of that means that you can hear it everywhere, right? So if I'm down the front and it was mowing yesterday, I could hear it up the back near the office, 100 meters away. I can hear that whining. So you got to get used to that there is that from, I'm guessing, the gears on the motors or something. I'm not sure what makes that whining noise, but it is piercing. It's not loud, it's piercing. So just bear that in mind. It is not as quiet as other mowers. And then the thing that can be improved, that I sort of alluded to, is that this software. The app in particular has a few bugs that I've found. The progress, I couldn't actually move the progress to say start at 50% of the route. It would always go start at 0. It's kind of clunky getting into the actual work area, because you gotta map your area, and then all the settings go with that area. But you can't just mow that area. That area has to be in a work plan. So you got to set up a work plan with some number of lawns or areas or patrol lines, and you can't just start an area. You've got to be in a work plan, and then you got to start the work plan, but then all the settings are for the area and you can't change them in the work plan. So that feels a little bit clunky. I would love that to just be simpler, going mow that lawn, use the settings I had last time, or let me change them. That would be better in my opinion. So yeah, the app still needs a bit of polishing. As much as I like it and I think it's really good, there's definitely room for improvement on the software side. And then finally, the route planning. It is a bit confusing at times. It mows everything and it gets everything covered with no problem, but it'll go weirdly. Like it'll go down one end of the lawn and mow a bit, and then go in the other end, mow a bit, and then go back, and you get these lines everywhere. And speaking of lines, you will get lines in your lawn because it'll take the same route every time. So when you go from the charging plate to, say, a pathway, it will go directly there, and you will get these lines in your lawn. So you will have to change the pathways from time to time. It would be nice if that route would be a bit more randomized to get there. But overall, I like it. I think it's brilliant. The fact that it's so well built gives me great faith that all the other software issues will be fixed, because there's so much room for modular improvement, right? So again, if you enjoyed this content, please consider subscribing to the channel. That is that button down below, big red one. Just go and it'll be a subscription, and it's free. You just support the channel and I'll really appreciate it. Leave a comment, what have I left out? I tried to cover as many things as I could, but obviously we would have been here for days if I'd kept going and you'd be bored. So hopefully you enjoyed it. Leave a comment with any questions, give it a thumbs up, and as always, check out the merch and maybe consider becoming a member of the channel as well. But other than that, I think I'm done with Yarbo video content for a bit, unless they provide other modules that I need to test out. Anyway, that's coming later. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.